start by talking about the biggest storyline. What do you think the biggest storyline of Super Bowl 56 is? And I guess we can start with you, Emmy. Let's start with you.
To me, the biggest thing going into the game is all the players, all the star players who are looking to win their first championship. When you look at a guy like Odell Beckham Jr., the career arc he's had, Matthew Stafford, Aaron Donald, even a guy who has been to, who's been a 7-time All-Pro or 7 times in a row in All-Pro. I mean, first ballot Hall of Famer, and is just looking for that championship. That's the only thing he's missing. So all the star players in this game is what I'm looking at. And, for me, just whoever wins this game is going to be able to submit their legacies in history, basically. I mean, obviously, they're still going to be Hall of Famers, even if they don't win. But that ring plays a big role in that Hall of Fame case.
There are so many great storylines. I think the one I'm looking at in particular are the head coaches. You have Sean McVay and Zach Taylor, who, coached under Sean McVay with the Rams for a while. It's the youngest pair of head coaches combined age to ever compete in a Super Bowl. I think McVay is 38 and Taylor is 36. Pretty amazing that way. And one of them is going to be getting their first Super Bowl ring. And as Emmy mentioned, all the star players, Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow, all these star players also looking for their first ring. But I think the Super Bowl matchup, 2 young offensive head coaches, that's where the league is trending in the offensive direction. It just goes to show you what you have to have nowadays to win consistently in the NFL. So I'd go with the coaching matchup. Thompson, what do you think?
Yeah, so kind of going off of that, I would say the biggest thing that I'm looking at is Joe Burrow in his second year as the quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals. So can he handle this pressure going into Los Angeles, where the Rams are from, going in his second year? We've seen this kind of in the past before with my quarterback, Russell Wilson, going in to play the Broncos when he was his second year. So can he handle this pressure? In the past, he's proven that he's been able to, but we'll see. It's the biggest stage he's faced, so that's probably my biggest storyline of the Super Bowl.
And I also saw it with my quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, who made the Super Bowl in his second season. There have been many instances of this, but I think, and I'm going to talk about this later, but Joe Burrow, as you pointed out, in the biggest games of his career, has seemed to perform his best. He performs best under the lights. And we're going to talk more about that later. But why don't we just go ahead and get into the actual X's and O's of the game and break down this matchup.